We're the Phat Peeps.
Hey, peeps.
Welcome, everybody, to the Phat Peeps podcast. This is episode number 9. I am one of the Phat Peeps, Joe Biscacci, here with some other Phat Peeps. Going on the list, we got PJ.
What's up, guys?
We got cameraman John.
What's up, guys? It's Peter McKinnon. No, it's not. It's cameraman John.
And we got Garrick.
Hey, everybody.
Wishful thinking, John.
I was trying to do a new intro, but I was like, wait, that's his. I'm stealing.
don't
What's
steal
up,
that.
everybody?
What's up? Oh,
I love
I just
What's
peeked
up?
on that. Oops.
Did I peek?
Oh, well.
No.
Hard peaks.
Everyone is peeking. Okay. So,
Anyway, we are the Phat Peeps, and we do a show every week all about video games and other nerd culture. Pretty video game heavy this week, but of course, we always like to start it out with like an icebreaker segment, if you will. I've been trying to think of like a name for this. I don't know.
it will come in
Icebreaker
time.
segment.
It'll come. We'll think
Oh, I
about
like that. John.
icebreaker segment.
Yeah,
Wow, so creative.
I know. I tend to
Fat
be
icebreakers,
so fat the ice breaks.
right?
I don't
It
know.
will come to us one day.
Anyway, the question this week that we're throwing to the panel is
Oh,
what is a fun spider encounter
ooh,
that you have had?
Does it have to be fun?
Is the right acronym fun?
Acronym.
Take
Acronym.
fun
Adjective?
in any way that you will,
Adjective.
Yeah.
right? Spider or a story involving a spider. What do we
Well,
got?
let's start with Joey.
Oh, wow.
I'm intrigued by your
Um,
story.
I got tons of spider involved stories, both involving real spiders and fake spiders.
Interesting.
I don't like spiders
Or imitation
at
spiders.
all, or imitation spiders. So this caused me to get teased a lot as a kid. My cousins would like throw plastic spiders and stuff at me
Nice.
and freak me out, which is not cool.
Fuck spiders.
Nice.
I'm a lot better about it nowadays. But yeah, we got a lot of black widows around the house, right? So they like to
Yeah.
hang out in like the garage, like to hang out on like the barbecue in the backyard.
That's
Jeez
fun.
Louise.
They will have the audacity to come into the house.
Those
Right.
bastards.
Also, my place in San Francisco, the person that I live with likes to leave all the windows open.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So,
God.
That monster.
I've definitely been like laying in bed and just like from the corner of my eye see like a little black thing crawling down like the blanket, and then like, oh,
Damn it.
Wait,
Why
Black
did we
Widow.
choose this topic?
Black widow just
What?
on the bed
Maybe it's a San
Like-
Francisco thing or,
like
or Northern California
effectively-
thing.
on me.
Really?
It might be a Northern California thing.
Oh, this is a
Like
bad
what?
topic. to
I've
pick.
never seen a Black Widow indoors.
Jump out of bed,
You haven't?
take my
No.
suit off.
I've killed
slam
so
it
many.
down. No, they come in the house. They are audacious little spiders.
They are. They're like, this is my place, bitch. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Well, my Black Widows are very kind and they know their boundaries thin.
Either that or you
I
just
guess.
ignore them better than we do.
Yeah.
Me and Joey are very hypersensitive to the surroundings
Yeah.
when it comes to a spider.
See them.
A cow could walk by me. I'm like, whatever. Spider is in the corner of the
Right.
room, like 2,000 feet away from me. Spider.
Spider.
Yeah. Spider underneath you. You're not even looking at it.
Yeah,
You
and
just-
you know it's there. My
it's like
spidey senses
it's
are
like
tingling.
reverse. Yeah, spider sense.
Spidey. Well, I don't have a problem with spiders, so maybe that's why. No, but Black Widows, I see him. I'm like, that looks black. I'm gonna look at the belly. Let's see if it has a little, little red spot.
You're like, oh hell
And I'm
no.
like, oh, I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn you if you walk
The
in my
only
house.
exception
I'm gonna
to
burn
your
you.
rule.
Yeah.
Mine. I'll tell a Black Widow story as a bonus just for the fuck of it really quick. But my story for this week, I think it was actually just the other night, was in the bathroom going to get some extra toilet paper, in our stockpile, so we could like change out the roll. And on the ground, I just see like a little brown glob or
that's
spot. And I
adorable.
was like, what the hell is that? And I'm thinking, okay, it's just a fur ball. I look closer. I'm
Oh.
like, that is not a fur ball.
Oh.
That spider
That
is
ain't
the
no fur
size-
ball.
That spider is the size of $0.25. And I was like,
quarter down.
a fucking huge spider, dude. So then I go and grab Sarah's work shoes. Like I always grab shoes. I knock the
Chanclas.
damn thing off of the toilet paper, like because it's in
Holder?
a bag still.
Oh.
It's one of those 20 roll ones.
Okay.
And I knock it, or I try to knock it off a few times, and it's just sitting there, like doesn't care that I'm hitting the thing that it's sitting on. Finally falls off, hits the ground, stands there for a second. I'm like, okay. I hit it as hard as I can, and then like I don't know, I think I hit it like 5 times rapidly. Things fucking explodes. Just
It went into another dimension.
What are you hitting it with?
a
Chocolates.
shoe.
Okay, so are you like shoe still on foot? Or are you like hand? Like,
No,
hand
I'm
to this
fucking
thing?
no.
Is
I
it
was dual
steel-toed?
wielding Sarah's work shoes, beating the fuck out of this thing, and it exploded.
Okay,
so-
Cambo work boots, got it.
Exactly. And so I have to go get the broom to wipe this thing up. This fucker was so stuck in the ground from me beating it to death. I had to get a mop and scrub it off the floor.
Oh my.
You know, it doesn't take that much pressure to kill a spider, right?
Yes.
I don't like spiders. That thing was huge. I didn't want it to run. I don't know how fast it was because I've seen big ones that are fucking fast. I've seen little ones that are fast. I've seen the ones that are super slow and
Have you
derpy.
seen the,
They are fast.
Dumb.
Have you seen
you
the
seen
jumping
the-
spiders?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want it. I'm good.
So here's the
Um,
weird thing: jumping spiders don't bug me as
Really?
much
They
as
bite
other
though.
spiders.
I've been bit by a jumping
That's-
spider.
Yeah, I don't.
Opposite for me.
But
That's
did you
weird.
I don't know
die?
what it
No,
is.
it just
Well,
has a little
also-
sting, like an ant bite or something.
I don't know how big jumping spiders are around.
Oh, we have
where you
teeny,
guys
teeny
live?
tiny ones. Yeah.
They're
Okay,
tiny,
we have they're very teeny tiny where we live
Yeah.
too. So
That's
yeah,
probably why it doesn't. I seen one jump off of our bed before when Blue was chasing it, and it was just the weirdest thing. It was like kind of like a cartoon spider runs to
Yeah.
the edge of the bed and stood there for a second, and then it hopped off, and I was like,
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they're funny
but
to
Blue
watch.
chased it down and killed it. I was like, thank God we have the dog. My Black Widow story, really quick. We used to do, it was actually me, Garrick, and Brandon used to donate our time to a thing called Caregivers in Ventura
Oh.
when we were in high school.
Wow.
We went to this older woman's house. There were spider webs. There were a giant garden spider in the front door to greet you. This web is huge. Went to her backyard. We're clearing out the backyard, and there's actually like an orange bag, like, but it was shelled orange. It was just like orange peels. I go to pick it up to throw it away to get rid of it. The oranges fall out the bottom of the sack, so there's a hole in the bottom. And then all of a sudden, Black Widow eggs and babies everywhere on the ground. And I was
That's
wearing
creepy.
shorts. mind you.
Fun.
That's pretty creepy.
I was wearing shorts, and there was like I don't even know how many crawling on my leg, and I fucking just like yeeted them off and ran to the grass. And it took me like 20 minutes to chill out. And the person that's there with us, she was like a little tough. Her name, her name was Am. We'll just call her that. She was like, "Are you gonna come help us anytime soon?" I'm sitting there like, "Are you serious?"
I
right now?"
was just assaulted by insects. I don't think you understand.
This crazy old
It's
lady
not
is
insects, they're
packing fucking
Arachnids. Yeah.
arachnids in her goddamn backyard, and you're gonna tell me whatever.
She
Anyhow, so that
purposely
was
put
my Black
those
Widow story. Yes.
spider
No,
eggs there?
why? Who the hell keeps orange peels in their backyard? How hard is it to put it in a goddamn trash can?
I
She went through
know.
more effort to put them in a bag of like an empty bag of soil. That's just why. And then why did it have a hole at the bottom too? I don't know. The whole situation was
Compost?
stupid to me.
Yeah, compost. Wait, can you compost orange peels?
I would assume
Sure, I
so.
would
but
assume so.
She's,
I don't know.
she's
Anyway,
like an
but-
8-year-old woman that can't even get out of her house, and she's doing
Anyway.
that shit. Like, why? Anyhow,
Yeah,
go ahead,
right.
Garrett.
So that's like the that's like the terrifying thing about doing yard work or anything is like they could be anywhere.
Yeah, that's like the only
Like,
time I come across
anything-
Black Widows is like yard work.
Anything that has been like sitting for a long time.
Black
um,
Widow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they
so like
chill.
we had
A
to
pile-
move. We had
pile of those
like a
Black
pile of bricks that were sitting in between the fence and a shed
Pile of ice cubes. Black Widow.
because we needed to put a new shed in. Right, so we got to get rid of these bricks. Right,
Yeah.
Spider City.
Yeah.
Spider City. dog.
Spiders love bricks.
Pile of
Like they're
orange
all over the
peels.
place.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like
Black Widow.
every other brick
They're
you
everywhere.
pick up, you got spider. Like half the time they're Black Widows just taking off.
Yeah,
It's like-
sometimes it's a party.
It's
too.
like it's like my
It's so-
Vietnam,
oh my god. Having that
like-
flashback.
right? Like it's like they're everywhere, man. They're in bricks.
Scary
They're in
stuff.
other
man.
bricks. Anyway, go ahead, Garrick.
Yeah, I'm intrigued with Garrick's.
So I already said this on stream,
Okay.
but when I was a wee little lad, as John would always say.
Wait, little lad.
Are you talking
um,
about the grill one?
spoiler?
Oh,
No,
spoilers.
you talked about it on here before already.
Oh, was it?
Do you have another spider story?
Wait,
yeah,
you
no,
did?
I remember
don't remember.
you talking about it on here.
Was it here?
Grill? I don't remember grill story.
Well, okay. Well, when we shift gears, then I probably talk about this too. But I was
no.
playing soccer by myself in the backyard.
Oh, I know this one.
Um.
I feel like you talked about both of them, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
you just heard all of Garrick's
That was-
stories before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
the
only
other
have
one.
2 spider stories apparently.
In his life, entire life.
Yeah.
Tell us
well,
one that happened
those are the
recently.
memorable ones. I don't have anything recently because I don't go out anymore. Because yes,
We gotta
Um,
hide from the spiders.
exactly.
I guess just
They're
in case
everywhere,
someone
man.
didn't listen to the previous one, you can tell the grill story again.
Okay, yeah. I'll just keep saying this every time we're talking about spiders.
Oh, just make it a bit. Every
Yeah.
week the grill
Oh,
story.
exactly. I'll try to segue back
I've already
into
heard
it.
100 times.
So back in
Feel
my
like we're
day,
old men.
I was visiting family in the backyard. They were barbecuing, and it smelled really good. So I went to check it, and it was
Ooh.
in the shade under like an orange tree or something. Something has to do with orange trees and
Huh.
oranges. Spiders really like it.
Yeah.
So I opened it. I checked out the good food, the good barbecue, and then this pile of smoke came out. A poof of smoke came out.
Poof.
Closed it, and then immediately after I closed it, it was raining down baby spiderling, little spiderlings all over my face, and they were just spread out because they were suffocating from the smoke. I thought it was a night. I was gonna die, and I wanted to like burn myself in a flame.
You
'Cause
think
that
after
was-
hearing that 100 times that it'd stop bothering me? It still bothers me.
That sounds like the soccer story.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're very
I'll
similar.
I'll
Okay.
save the soccer story for next time.
It's the
just
same
in
exact
case-
story, but instead of
Yeah.
like barbecue, it's soccer ball.
I-
right?
Yeah, just in case I need to talk about spiders, I'll kind of shift between the two.
Yeah, so I remember Black Widows love trees.
Yeah, they do.
Loving them trees. I remember at my boy Tony's house, they
Boy
used to
Tony.
just like they would like make webs between the trees,
Mhm.
and then they would just like hang out suspended
Yeah, they do it
in
on
like the
purpose.
middle of the yard.
Yeah, to
It's
catch
like they
food.
want someone to
Yeah.
run into you.
We used
or run into it.
we used to take our airsoft guns and snipe the spiders off their webs.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
That's fun. John, your story?
Well, I mean, this isn't a story, but a little fun fact. I had a tarantula when I was growing up named
Oh.
Ben.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We fed him
Oh, God,
crickets.
Oh, no.
It
Ben
was-
Hamid?
I would have hated you.
Benjamin- Really?
I,
mean-
didn't know that. I kind of hate him right now.
So I don't
But
really have a
tarantulas
problem
are
with.
cool.
Yeah, they're really chill.
Tarantulas.
Tarantulas. So I don't really have a problem with spiders, but I guess my most recent spider encounter was actually maybe I think it was a week ago, maybe this week. I don't remember. I was taking a shower, so I was butt naked.
Oh wow!
Just I was washing the places, the usual places.
Check them out on OnlyFans. Cameron
Mhm,
John.
yeah, check it out.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm all done. I'm naked in the shower. I gotta reach for the towel. And I reach for the towel. I whip it out, and the spider kind of falls right next to my dick. And I'm like,
Oh,
"Yo, what's
ooh.
up, spider?" And it crawls away. So
Oh, hot.
that was pretty much it. Yeah, spiders don't really scare me, so that was my story.
That
House would be
spider-
in flames if that happened.
the name of that spider, John, must
Yeah.
have been Tom
Tom? Why is
because
that?
he's a peeping Tom.
Oh, he was peeping, wasn't he? Yeah. I mean, I don't really care to kill
Do you have-
spiders, but so.
Do you have any fun tarantula stories?
No,
it's boring. Like literally, it's
It's
like
very
any
boring.
other.
Like they just sit in a
They don't
cage.
think-
Exactly. It's any other like
Okay.
boring animal, that's not a dog or a cat
Yeah.
or a bird. It's like,
Wait,
Right.
what
No,
happened to your
I feel you on that.
tarantulas?
I had a lizard growing
Yeah.
up. And
It's like
I
those
assume
boring
it was
bits.
very much the same
Like,
thing.
yeah, pretty
Like
much.
you would feed it crickets every once in a while, and it would come out and eat the crickets.
Yep.
And that was neat.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And
It was.
every once in a while it would let me pick it up and pet it.
Yeah.
But later on in its life, it got real grumpy and wouldn't let me. Really
Yeah. It's like
pick it
if
up
you
that
wanted
much
to pick
anymore.
up the tarantula, you just kind of shoved your face in it, and then like it was like, fine, I'll crawl on your hand, kind of thing, but didn't really want to like interact. But
Yeah, they're probably scared.
no, they're just like very docile and just
Yeah,
don't care about
they're
you.
real chill.
That's why I don't get
No, I
people with
definitely-
lizards or turtles or other like reptiles. Like they don't really have affection towards humans. So
They don't
get
know.
those.
I
They
had
don't
friends in high school
get it.
that
yeah.
you would definitely refer to as like reptile people or like
Yeah.
lizard people. Like they had a bunch of snakes and like
Right.
lizards and shit.
Yeah.
But they had a tarantula for a while, and I remember he brought it to a party one time, and I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, nope, yeeting out of there real quick. Like, nope, that's not my party. Bye.
Like it's like you don't
Have
bring
fun.
this thing. It's not like a fun
Right.
party thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and then you're sitting in there and you're just like, what are my options now? I leave because they're not gonna fucking leave. That asshole is just like, oh well, everyone wants to see my spider, even though arachnophobia
Right,
is one
that's
of the
the thing,
highest
is
phobias in
it's
the
like-
world.
It's like if you don't have enough people on your side to be like, yo, you need to go and take the spider with you,
Then you look like an asshole.
then you either have to leave yourself or just sit there and deal with it.
I
Wait,
would
what was
not
this
do
guy doing? Like pushing the tarantula in everyone's face?
No. It was definitely like he came and then it was like,
He was just chilling.
I don't think he even like announced it at some
Yeah.
point. I think he might have came up and talked to me, and he was like, "Hey, I got a tarantula we found the other day," and I was
Found.
like, "Cool,
Bye.
keep it away from me." But it was definitely. I don't even think it came out of the like box that he
Yeah,
brought
it's
it
like
in.
there's no reason to take it out of
if
the
it
box.
was in the box, I
Yeah.
was thinking it was chilling on his shoulder or something.
No. It was.
But even
like
then, I'm
out.
like, I just
But-
knowing it's in the
no,
house. With
Believe me, I maintained a like 10-foot like safety zone from that box at any given moment.
Yeah, it's like
I
even
was
when
definitely like,
when I had the tarantula, it's like I never really took it out of the box, and it's like when someone wanted to, I was like, it's not that cool, but I'll do it just to show you. It's like it was just boring.
Yeah.
it's actually cooler in the box. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can see it do stuff in the box.
But the funny
Yeah.
thing is that we got the tarantula from our preschool teacher at the end of the year. She had like a bunch of
So
different
random.
animals, like spiders and
I
like-
took the
yeah,
spider,
maybe
mommy. She's like,
hamsters. No, she was like giving away the animals at the end of the school year. Like my brother and I were like, yeah, let's take this tarantula.
how was your mom on that? I feel like your mom would not
I
handle a spider
think-
very well.
I think she was like a assistant teachers or something. Like I don't remember what she was, but she worked at the school or volunteered at the school, so she knew the spider, so she was okay with it. But yeah,
That's surprising to me.
She knew the spider, so it was fine.
yeah, I
Oh,
guess
no.
I don't know.
If I brought a home a tarantula, that thing would
This
have
was
gotten,
preschool, so I
like,
don't really remember,
shot first
you
day
know.
by my mom.
Oh, not preschool. Preschool, kindergarten. So I don't remember it completely.
I would have walked into my room and there would have been a boot inside
Yeah.
of the box.
But it lasted for a while. It was like 10
I was
10 years
saying,
old or something.
You leave, come back, and there's just like glass all over and shotgun holes in the wall behind where the tank was.
My mom like runs in the room. What the fuck you thinking?
been.
So-
Look at all the damages to the house we're gonna have to pay for now because
son of a bitch.
because
So
I had to kill that spider.
talking about big spiders, you were saying, Joey, Obsidian, Obsidian
Right, so-
Studios, Grounded.
Wow,
Let's
great
go
segue,
ahead.
Oh, that's a
PJ.
great segue.
And jump
Amazing.
to our first topic, which is Obsidian's Grounded, which we actually talked about on last week's podcast, I believe, which is a like co-op survival game where you play as people who have been shrunk down to a small, tiny size, in the vein of something like
Yes.
Honey. We shrunk the I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah,
We
I
Shrunk the
Kids. We
Kids.
sh-
I
uh,
Shrunk
yeah,
the
There's
Kids.
multiple.
There's a few.
Anyway,
And wait, before you move on,
It was before your time, Joey.
Gary,
right, yeah.
at least
Yes.
my segues have to do with the damn topic. Continue,
well,
Joey.
that's
Yeah,
my
okay.
thing, though.
Anyway, so yeah, of course, and then if you've seen any of the trailers for that, they have predominantly featured very large spider enemies.
that
Because
makes sense,
of course, when you're tiny, one of the most threatening things are gonna be a spider.
Oh my god. Do you think like
but-
spiders the US has like giant gummy bears or something? I mean,
Possibly.
and then we get shrunk and they're like, yes.
That's a good question.
I wanna
I
eat
haven't
you.
actually said what I haven't said yet. Anyway, Obsidian in a response to, I'm like, let me get through the topic. In a response
Go for it.
to a Twitter question about the giant spiders and stuff. They said that they are implementing a arachnophobia mode that will help fans who aren't fans of spiders with enjoying the game.
I
Nice.
just imagine someone with like a little flag that says spider and has like a big foam finger.
I like spiders.
I don't know why when you said fans of fire.
Yeah, right. Fans of spiders. I thought that was a weird way of phrasing it, but
No, it made sense. It's just after saying like fans of the game and then fans again of spiders, like the two linked, and I was just like, oh, this dude's really into spiders.
I mean, I'm sure there are spider fans out there.
Yeah,
I will be all about the arachnophobia mode. It will help me play the game more.
Is it really like the most like the biggest phobia, or is that?
It's probably up
It's up
there, I
there?
would assume.
Because I feel like there's
mean,
like other phobias that you could like do
I think fear of
blank
heights is the
phobia mode.
biggest.
Yeah, that's because I'm afraid of heights. I'm like, there's no
So
fear
I mean,
of heights
I
mode.
have a light fear of heights, but
Yeah, well,
not
mine's light too.
bad.
But
Yeah.
is the fear of height really just the fear of hitting the
It's
ground?
falling.
No,
Yeah.
mine is it's just heights. Because when I'm going up a roller coaster, I'm scared of it. But when I'm going down, I'm fine. So mine's is for some reason the fear of heights itself.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
then.
not
Mine's
falling. I
not
don't.
height.
Yeah, I'm not
Mine's
scared of
falling.
falling. Oh, I'm not scared of falling. Okay.
No,
So-
falling freaks me out. That's probably
Because-
why I can't go on big roller coasters. I never thought about that before. Because like, yeah, when I'm at the top and sitting there, I feel fine because I'm like, oh, I'm stationary.
Right.
I'm good. Like I could sit up there for a while. But
Do
then
you
I'm like,
ever-
oh fuck, how am I gonna come down now?
Do you guys get vertigo if your like phone is hanging over like a ledge? Or
Yes.
something?
Mildly. Not-
I feel
not
like my
always.
head is turned upside down because it scares me. Like
Because
whenever
I
I go
don't
to the pier.
because I don't want to lose my phone.
Right.
So I fear for my phone.
Oh,
Right.
I have
And
a death
like
grip. So sorry.
yeah, no, that's why I'm happy I have the pop socket on the back because we go to the pier and I'm like next to the edge. I'm just like I'm standing in the middle of the pier because even if my phone drops in the middle and bounces, I'm scared it's gonna fall off the edge.
Yeah, I just don't stand with my phone near ledges. That's
Yeah,
not
but
true. I
Pokemon
used to
Go.
do that all the time. I used to like stand on the fourth floor buildings at my community college and just dangle my like hands and my phone over the ledge. So
Yeah,
that's
I do
totally not
that.
true.
Yeah.
Nope. I see people do that and I almost have a heart attack.
For them.
For that.
Yes, exactly.
Hey,
No,
I have
for
a
the
death
phone.
grip, so it's okay. Gosh.
But see, I get the vertigo anyways, but I still really want to do like skydiving.
Yeah, I want to do
know.
skydiving.
That's on my bucket list.
I'll
Same
record
here.
it for you guys.
Wait, how?
So,
So high
yeah,
up.
so you'll be the camera guy
Yeah,
jumping
so you
out
have to jump out with
of
us.
the plane with us.
If you're recording it for us.
I'll use a really, really long zoom lens with a what are they called? Diopter or whatever? The 2x zoom. I think that's what they're called.
Extension, like extension.
No, there's the thing that goes behind the lens that extends the range by 2 times. So if you're using like a 600 millimeter, it becomes 12 effectively, and then use a crop, which makes it like 2000 or
Right.
something. It basically becomes a telescope. But yeah, so grounded. Back to that topic, that will help me and Joey play the game because I feel like that was something that was gonna like I would have played it anyhow, but I probably would have screamed a lot more, and people would have went deaf from it.
That's quality content.
Let's play it, yeah.
For streaming.
I'll do it for a little bit
Yes.
until my heart can't handle it anymore.
PJ, see, the thing is, you need to expose yourself
Joey,
to
I
your
don't feel
fear
like
a little
could
bit more
handle
and
it.
more.
Yeah,
Okay.
like honestly,
Oh,
I
God, we're
probably
losing
wasn't.
Wasn't
Oh, we're losing Garrick.
Yeah, he was like cutting out for a minute.
Huh?
That was
Oh,
weird.
is my sensitivity low?
No, I think you're good now. It might have been just a little lag spike. But anyhow, Joey probably would have had some issues with it. So I'm thinking this will help Joey like persuade him into buying it. Am I right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably was not going to play the game, even though like the concept of the game and stuff seemed really cool. But yeah,
So
like I probably wasn't gonna play it because of the spiders.
No, no.
And like that tends to go for a lot of games. I just recently found out that the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes got rid of the spiders too.
Oh wow.
So like
Oh,
now
no.
those games
The
are
heck?
opened up to me to play.
See, that's what I'm
Why
saying
are
though.
they
I
getting rid
feel
of
like
spiders?
companies are getting more sensitive to like arachnophobia.
But I
Well,
feel
and it's like you can just replace it with something that's not a spider.
yeah, I like what Obsidian's
Like
doing with
something
it.
that's like a spider.
Because if you're gonna get rid of stuff people are scared of, then there's no game. Because then people are scared of bears and I don't know guns and stuff.
Depends on what you're playing the
it's
game
like,
for, though,
you know?
right? I mean, if you're playing it to be scared, then that's fine. But if you're playing it to just like play an adventure game,
Right.
that makes the difference.
Joey, do you have that same issue when it comes to like movies, like Lord of the Rings or something?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Like I haven't watched Lord of the Rings movies. I usually don't. I've seen the Harry Potter movies, but like the ones that have the spiders in it too, and what is that, like 2 and 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't watch those movies.
Wait, so you did watch it though? Because you didn't know there was a spider, right?
No, he knew. He read the books, he said.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you just chose not to watch it.
No, he watched the movies.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Joey, you said you just looked the other way whenever those parts were on, right?
Averted eyes.
Yeah, and like first time I saw like Harry Potter 2 and stuff like that. Yeah, but
See, the movies don't
like
bother
I wouldn't
me.
go and watch that movie now.
I'm not as heavily bothered by that kind of stuff. Like I watched the movie all the way through. I saw it. I was like, oh, that's makes my skin crawl a little bit, but whatever. The things that get me are like practical props. So like I have a slight fear of reptilian things, just like very, very slight. And it has more to do with it physically being there, or like if I'm watching a movie that has a dinosaur and it's right in your face, then it's like, oh, that's kind of creepy. But like the Indiana Jones ride, the snake part where it jumps at you, or it's like on your side, I guess I have to turn away or close my eyes for every time I go by it, just because that bothers me.
I have a fear of giant boulders.
Oh, yeah, that roll.
Yeah, but that probably got ruined the time that we went and it froze, and we were sitting there for 2 hours or no, a half hour going do 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 do
But
do do.
wait, hold on. You can tell though if you look carefully, you can see how it works without the ride freezing.
Yeah,
So
You
it's like-
can,
also
but,
the
like,
lights were on.
Yeah, it made it
but still,
different.
It's
Like,
like it's,
still a
I
classic
classic
ride,
recognize
though.
it. It's just you zone out from the situation.
I don't know. I like looking behind the scenes of the ride, so I like look around where
Same.
you shouldn't be. So none of that stuff.
I've never ridden Indiana Jones
Really.
Oh no!
because it is either closed
Oh,
or broke down every single time
Yeah,
I've ever gone to
shitty luck.
Disneyland.
It's old.
I think it's
It's so
never
old.
ever been broken down when we've been there. At
Except
least
like-
the times that I went with them.
It's always broken down and has like a ridiculous long line.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
We gotta-
3
we
hours
gotta
from
take-
long.
We got to take Joey
And
to
then-
Disneyland when he can come out here, whenever it reopens.
Yeah. The only time that I thought I was like, yes, I'm going to be able to ride Indiana Jones was senior night at like school,
nice.
and it was closed.
Oh,
It's just closed. Can't ride
Oh,
Indiana
that
Jones for
sucks.
whatever reason. It's like, cool, thanks.
It's tradition, Joey. You can never ride Indiana Jones.
yeah. I
ever.
kind of want to. I don't
will-
want Joey to come with us now because it's gonna be
Yeah.
closed if he comes.
No, we
It's a
need
curse.
to.
Yeah, I'm just going to
That's
ruin
the-
everything.
That's the best
That's a
ride.
We need to
curse.
assert our luck. Our luck will override his.
Okay,
so it
that's
will be open
true.
for the first time.
It's not worth the risk, PJ.
No, we need to bring him there so he can be on Indiana Jones, and we'll be the first people to ride it with him.
Okay.
That's like
Um,
half the ticket price right there.
Oh
Come on.
God. Seriously.
First thing we do when we get to the park is always hit the mountain trifecta.
Oh yeah. Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain.
My favorite is
how many mountains are there?
still the
Splash.
Matterhorn.
Oh yeah.
No, fuck
Matterhorn?
Splash Mountain.
PJ.
Matterhorn.
ah. Make me
No,
so
I-
Splash Mountain's
okay.
the best.
Space
I get
Mountain.
so much anxiety now from Space Mountain, which makes no sense to me because I've been on Space Mountain so many times. But when I'm about to go on it, I can't. I just have to walk away. I'm like, I don't know what happened to me, but there's just a mental block in my head about going on it now.
Also, Splash Mountain isn't that high. It looks high, but it's not.
Yeah, come to the park next to me. That their slide is pretty much the height of Splash Mountain slide, and just practice on that one.
No.
Whew.
It's two different things. I have an issue with drops, one, and I also have an issue with water rides because I almost killed people on a water ride.
Wait, what?
before.
But it's like not really like
It's on tracks.
I know it's on tracks, but it's
tracks.
just like I still have the mental image in my head. So we're really going on a tangent here, but in high
I'm
school
curious.
we went on a senior trip to Six Flags. Garrick was there. Garrick almost was one of the ones that died.
Wait, what was this?
He
It
doesn't
was
even
on the
remember
water
it.
ride.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't traumatic.
'cause-
Clearly it
we
wasn't
were
that
both-
Wasn't
bad.
that bad.
No. So we're on that, and then it was my ex, and then one of our friends, and she's petite. She basically didn't exist on the ride because she was so small. But it was the 4 of us. I think I was in the back, and then Garrick was in the front, and then the girls were in between us. And so we're going to the edge of the ride, and I noticed the water's flowing over because they just have too much water running. So like the boat almost feels like it's at the edge of the like the turn, and the water is flowing at that point. So I'm like, okay, that's one thing that sketched me out. We go around, we turn, and then we get to the drop, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little hesitant on this for whatever reason, and the water was way high, and then we drop.
Wait,
but it's not on a
which
rail.
ride
It's
is
just
this?
the log ride.
Next to
Log Jammer, I
Revolution?
think it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, it is low.
So
Your
so we
experience
dropped
isn't
basically.
any different than anyone else's. But yeah, go ahead.
It's just no, but it freaked me out.
Okay.
And at that point, I was 320 pounds when I have people that are under 150 pounds in front of me.
You don't even know. PJ was
I don't know.
humongous.
I don't know how much my ex weighed, but obviously she wasn't anywhere near me. Garrick's like 120 pounds, and the other girl's under 90 pounds because she was so tiny.
Yeah.
And so anything I did, we felt. So as we're falling, my leg slips in the boat, and we start turning sideways as we're falling.
Yeah, the log almost flipped. Like,
So we land in the water, almost completely sideways, scoop up half of the water that's at the bottom. Everyone's drenched.
That's a
And
log flume, right?
we get out of the log, and they're like, let's go again. And I'm mortified because I'm like, I almost killed 3 people.
No, I would have been stoked. I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
no, it was fun for them, but it
Yeah.
freaked
added
me
to the
out.
thrill.
yeah.
I wasn't into that at all. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that again.
So you didn't almost
But-
die. You just made a bigger splash, which I think that ride splashes big regardless of.
If the log
Wait.
completely turned sideways on us as we were falling
Sideways.
from about 30 feet,
But you're
it
in the back.
probably would have. I don't know, man. That log went way more sideways
I
than
think
it
your
needed to.
imagination's over
No.
over imagining.
Okay, moving on from that because I don't know. It's a different story.
Well, we should go next time. We'll try it out.
Yes.
No, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it again.
No, you have to. PJ,
Not
it's
doing it
been
again.
almost 10 years. Probably 10 years.
Minecraft Dungeons.
No.
So wait, Tyler, no,
Wait
I
a
wanna go back.
minute. You can't do that.
So
No.
have you just like not ridden Splash Mountain ever since that happened?
No, but it
He
wasn't Splash
has.
Mountain. It was Log Jammer.
Well, also,
No, but he
Six
We're
has.
talking about
Flags.
Splash Mountain.
Joey.
No,
don't-
but I was just saying that was an experience that I had in a log ride that it wasn't favorable for me, and thus turns me off from water rides.
Now
I
he
have
associates it with every log ride.
But I did Splash Mountain 2 times after I did that. I lost a shit ton of weight. Once again, it's on a rail, but the first time I hit my junk so hard on the front seat that
Yeah.
turned me off from it too.
That'll
So
happen.
see, that's the thing. So if we do get Joey to go to Disneyland,
get a
we
cup
need to do Splash Mountain.
Yeah,
You
have
have
fun
to
with
and
do
that.
buy a cup with
Okay.
PJ
No.
for PJ. Got it.
No, I'm not doing that right again. I'm good. I don't like drops. I have no interest in it. I've already done it 2 times.
Yeah,
we
but
I have
should
my
it's
do-
life
different.
quota for that. I got my
Joey will be
experience
there.
in.
We should do a theme park podcast now.
Yes.
I know. It feels like it. Okay.
Ah.
Moving on to Minecraft Dungeons again.
Oh
We
wait,
talked
we're
this
talking about
last
gaming,
week.
right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
We talked about Minecraft Dungeons last week a little bit. We are super stoked about it.
yeah,
But
I'm so
Joey found a little bit more stuff on it. So if you wanted to talk about that, Joey.
Well, not exactly. Just there's a lot of hands-on previews now. A lot of people are getting their hands on the game, and a lot of the buzz is good. A lot of people
Mhm.
saying really good things about it.
Excited.
But I actually wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it looks like interesting too. It looks like Minecraft, but at the same time, it I don't know, it has a different element to it. That over top feeling of it, it lends itself to being a completely different game, and
Yeah.
but it still has the familiarity of Minecraft, which is appreciated. But I'm looking at like all of the like menus and sub menus of upgrades and stuff like that, and it's really cool how they integrated with classic roguelite gameplay into Minecraft items, and they added even like cool like sickles right here that I see on this page that we're looking at. And then like the upgrade ability is like level 1 through 3 tiers, and they incorporated like enchantments into it. It's really cool how they got everything in the Minecraft world and stuck it into this other game type. You
Yeah.
know?
My favorite thing is that that the gear, your clothing is attached to your class, so you don't have to choose a class in the very beginning. That's my biggest problem. Is like I don't know what to choose, so being able to
Yeah,
swap on the fly is really cool for at least my game style or gameplay style.
yeah, like most ARPGs will like have you kind of lock into a play style by like picking a character class or something like that early on. Whereas, yeah, like you said, John, everything here is based on like your equipment and your weapon. Like that's where your skills and stuff come from.
That's
So
pretty cool.
Yeah, I
you could
that.
like you could completely rekit your character just by changing your equipment.
And the level is going to be based off of the character itself, not by the like equipment or class, right? That's what you're saying. So there's no class system. It's just you.
Oh, there's a class
you pick
system,
up a weapon, and you can use
but
it.
it's it's by what you use. Yeah.
So is there going to be levels based off of that class, or is it just your character?
I'm not sure about that, but it's probably just
That's the
character.
one thing I'm interested in.
Yeah. So it's like if you pick up a mage's cloak, then you're a mage. That's your class now, and so on. If you pick up body armor, then you're like a heavy or something. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I'm intrigued by that. I'm so excited for this game.
Me too.
We're gonna be picking it up for sure at the it's end of May, I believe it comes out. Playing the crap out of it on stream.
Yeah.
'cause
So
yeah.
about it.
I wanted to spin that into a different topic of so Minecraft Dungeons is a like recreation of Minecraft's universe as a action RPG like Diablo. What
Right.
game franchise would you guys want to see made as like a different genre? Right? So like game franchise as something game.
The one that came to mind for me, so we get our Call of Duty quota, is Call of Duty Tactics. Wouldn't so much, I mean, it might be something for me, but it'd be more for Garrick. Like, imagine Call of Duty setting, but put into a tactical game board where you either move with
Like
hexagons or, either hexagonal movement or like Advanced Wars, because I know Garrick loves Advanced Wars.
Anything with strategy and Call of Duty. Match
That'd
made
be
in
really
heaven.
cool. I probably would play that because that sounds something different. So you pick gun types to put on characters, and that's their basis. So like you have an LMG guy. It's not something that hasn't been done before. I just think having Call of Duty universe involved into it would be really interesting.
Is it okay?
It'll be a little more grounded.
Activision.
You would figure it's a little more grounded since it's because previous predecessors in that genre has always been like Aliens or something or oldies.
Yeah,
So
it would,
I think it would
definitely
be a nice take.
It would be Age of the Empires current day.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely room in the tactical, like I don't know, would you call it like a tactical RPG? I don't know if I would call XCOM a tactical RPG.
That's like RTS for me. Oh, you want turn-based?
Turn-based.
Well, it's not real time.
Yeah, okay, so it's turn-based.
Yeah, isometric
turn-based RTS.
Turn-based.
They're like, yeah, I guess they're.
It's not RTS.
Games.
Real-time strategy is like Age of Empires.
It's a turn-based.
No,
RPG.
it's not a real time.
Yeah.
No, it's turn-based.
But that's
like
also the thing is with that genre, there's only a few that hit it out of the park, and there's a lot that tried to do that and hasn't been successful, which is kind of sad for that genre because it's really fun. Like I really enjoyed the first XCOM. The second one was eh.
Oh,
I'd play the second.
Yeah,
I haven't played. Second
it definitely feels like a genre of game that, like, hasn't really been developed for. Like the only like big titles I can really think of are like Gears Tactics, which is coming out pretty soon.
Like Gears of War?
Gears of War Tactics. Yeah.
A couple episodes ago.
Oh,
I feel like we didn't, but
yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
I think we did. Well, if we didn't, we'll talk about it again closer to when it comes out.
Yeah.
And
it's a popular genre.
Mario
it's just the way
Rabbids.
it's done.
I want to play Mario Rabbids.
Whatever.
I don't have Nintendo,
for the
though.
Switch, which people I always hear referred to as like baby's first XCOM.
It kind of is.
Yeah, but that's okay. Everybody needs a baby's first something to get
No, but
into
it's cool though because it's Mario.
Yeah.
And it can hit the hardcore gamers like love spot. I feel like it has a lot to do with like nostalgia mixed with new age, but that genre is not new. It's the way it's being done.
No, it's not new at all.
Because
Yeah.
like it heralds back to like old Final Fantasy Tactics was my jams.
I mean, the original XCOM came out like the mid '90s or something like that.
But it's just like the way that the turn-based elements work now, where you have more information, more UI, or more HUD, more like presumption of what's going to happen. It's not just like, oh, I moved my unit here and this will happen.
Well,
eventually.
a lot of the like 90s ones are like square based. Now it's like hex based kind of movement too.
Well, and also you have things like characters like leveling up and getting abilities, and like XCOM.
Original XCOM
I know.
had that. Yeah.
And like I'm pretty sure Fire Emblem's had this since like the 3DS games, but like having like ally like friendship levels,
support.
so that like support ranks.
First game, the first game released in America, which was like the second or third.
Yeah, but I really think that you're right. There is a market for a like modern military themed like tactical strategy game like that.
So like crazy, because think of all the people that play Call of Duty that like the tactical aspects of Call of Duty. They'd eat that shit up. Activision, come on.
Maybe some of them.
Or people who just want like something that's like XCOM but not as like fantasy based or sci-fi.
Yeah.
Something that's more grounded.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they have
using weapons that they're familiar with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was the company that did
right?
Halo's turn-based RPG?
Oh, wait, Halo
that
had turn-based?
Would be Creative Assembly.
Are they gone?
They had
No, I believe. Let me look this up.
Wait, Halo turn-based?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No, not turn-based. You're talking about the Halo RTS.
Oh, the RTS. Yeah. Halo Wars. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
What about it?
I was just wondering who did that.
Oh, that was.
I'm sorry, not Creative Assembly. I'm totally wrong on that. It's Ensemble Studios.
That's right. They're still around.
CA is a Sony company or a Sega company.
They're Sega. Oh.
No, they're not Sega. Ensemble is no longer exists.
That's what I was saying. I thought they had disbanded.
Yeah.
So I was going to say they'd be a good candidate to make it, but then the other person would probably be like, I guess the XCOM creators, or what's another game?
I miss Age of Empires.
Ensemble Assembly? I mean, whatever it's called. They were pretty much all RTS games, right? That they made.
Yeah, like Age of Empires.
Yeah, Age of Empires and stuff.
Mythology.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have a good choice for turn-based. I don't
think so. I mean, they could do.
I don't know.
They could do RTS for Call of Duty. Just any type of strategy for Call of Duty would be cool.
Yeah.
I would much rather have like a tactical. Like a tactical game than a turn-based tactical kind of move your units around.
That's what we do need.
I'd rather see an XCOM than an RTS. I'd rather see XCOM than Halo Wars.
Sure. Well, Halo Wars was kind of like a crappy.
About Call of Duty here.
Yeah, Halo Wars was a crappy console style RTS.
Yeah, they tried.
So they tried on console.
I don't know, John. I think you're gonna get a lot of heat for saying Halo Wars.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but for as a PC RTS gamer, it was lacking.
But it's a console made RTS.
Exactly.
So
it was good for
it's gonna
console
be a little bit lacking.
They did a good job.
Anyway,
with
what are your guys? Let's move on from PJ. What are your guys' answer to this question? What franchise would you like to see?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Franchise, other genre.
Wario as a first-person shooter.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think of any game right now.
I feel like that'd be Shadow the Hedgehog 2.0.
I don't know what that is.
You have to fart on things.
Yes.
So Shadow the Hedgehog they turned into a shooter.
Oh, really?
No. We're sticking with Wario. Wario is all that farting.
Has Wario had his own game yet?
Yes, he's
Wario.
multiple.
Oh, Wario.
And Wario Land, and Wario has
a bunch.
Okay, I don't.
I love.
Uh,
those
I don't have
games,
Nintendo
actually.
or Switch or whatever, so I don't know.
It's not even Switch. It's Game Boy, Game
Oh,
Boy
really? Okay.
Advance, Game Boy
Oh yeah,
Color.
the last Game Boy thing I had was, or a Nintendo game console I had was the Game Boy Color.
They had one on there. They had
Oh, really?
Super
Okay.
Nintendo. They had it on N64. They
Wait,
had,
which of the Wario or Mario clone characters hasn't had a game or their own game?
Waluigi.
Waluigi, that's what I meant. Waluigi, first person shooter.
so Waluigi
So
shooter.
Waluigi first-person shooter.
yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it now.
He akimbo's guns and goes.
No, I got it. Every Waluigi shooter is a prequel to Luigi's Mansion, and it's you going through the
Murdering the
mansion
man.
and
Creating the
murdering
ghosts.
Oh God.
I like it. I'll
Boom,
buy
it's
it.
perfect.
I'll buy
I'd
a
be
Switch for
about it,
that.
I guess. I'd be interested to see that.
To answer this, I would like to actually XCOM
As an actual shooter.
as an actual
They had that.
shooter. They did
Yeah,
the
they did that. The
Bureau
Bureau.
XCOM declassified the like a prequel, but it wasn't done right. I don't even think the same developers did it, and so it was kind of crappy.
Was it a
played
janky,
Well,
like
but, like,
SOCOM
No,
third
It was
person?
pretty janky.
I think it was
For-
Also, you
for the
wouldn't
quality.
want
Yeah.
you wouldn't want the same developer to make a third-person shooter.
I guess true.
like Firaxis doesn't make third-person shooters; they make top-down strategy games.
Yeah. Well,
They
either
didn't pick the right
way,
company for it.
yeah, I think that's it. Like, but I want more games like that. Like Joey just said, I want more like FPS tactical games because those are way too far in between where you actually have a squad or squad mates that you can control and you can do tactics like flanking and stuff.
Oh, like
I
Bad
feel like there's a
Company.
bunch of them. They're just bad.
Yes.
So, like Republic Commando.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
what I meant.
XCOM.
Mhm. Yeah. And there was this one like military game years ago. It was very sparse as far as the environment, but they focus on the tactics with your squad. So I forgot what it was called.
There was like a World War II game that had that. Like,
Flashpoint?
squads. No.
No, not Flashpoint.
Was there a World War
Flashpoint
II game?
different.
Because I was going to say that game was poo poo.
Yeah.
In my
Yeah,
opinion. I know a lot of people liked it, but I thought it was poo poo.
Yeah, it was a console game. I forgot.
Then Joey, what's yours? I'm intrigued.
My answer to this question is I would love to see a Fantasy Star made by FromSoft in the design of a Dark Souls game.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really fucked up bosses, like the rap.
Super fucked up bosses, super fucked up enemies.
Oh.
That'd be cool, and it would
get-
like change it away from loot based,
Yeah, like get it.
injection based.
Yeah, move it away from the loot based more towards, like a Dark Souls
I
style
haven't
where
played
Right.
any of those.
Dark
games.
Souls still has loot. Like
It's not
enemies
as
drop
heavily-
weapons, but it's not. You can definitely, if there are definitely enemies that drop specific swords that you will grind an enemy over and over again to try to get a certain sword.
I feel like that doesn't happen till endgame, whereas loot grinding happens
No.
immediately in PSO.
No, actually, in Dark Souls that happens early because you're
does?
generally trying to pick your weapon to go through the rest of the game with.
Okay, fine. Then let's go a different direction with it. What other game? Because I do find that interesting, and it's more of a change in art style and like feel of game, but like game genre, what would you change it to? Because they are very similar, if you put it that way.
Well, like that's the genre. I want to see it made as like like
Hardcore.
gritty action RPG, like Castlevania or Metroidvania, where like the entire map is one cohesive map that you that loops back around on itself and has like a bunch of shortcuts and stuff like that. And I think it'd be really neat if they expanded like the Phantasy Star lore and like the concept of the like profound darkness and stuff that is like Dark Falls.
Right.
And like I think there's a lot there that you could like modify and expand on and make like a really, really cool. And I like the way that I think it would be done is in the fashion of like PSO's story, where if you're not familiar with Phantasy Star Online story, they send a colony ship to colonize planet Raggle,
Raggle.
and then they lose contact with it, and they send a second colony ship. And when the second colony ship gets there, there's an explosion on the surface of the planet, and you go down to figure out what happened. So, like, basically, it would be like you get there, and then you're tasked to go down to the surface of the planet and figure out what happened to the like colony down there.
I'd be interested to see PSO2 as a auto chess too, because there's a lot of characters that could be good with that. Mages and stuff.
Have you ever seen Phantasy Star Online episode 3?
Wait, what?
Card Revolution.
There's a card game for it.
Oh.
There's a PSO card battler.
Why is it episodic?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Because it's episodic. I would say it's episodic because it's the sequel to PSO episode 1 and 2, which is like a different game entirely almost.
But it's a card game.
It's dumb. The dumber thing is they would later release PSO episode 4, which is regular PSO. So you have this weird card battler episode in between that has nothing to do with the regular.
It's just like one of those dream sequences where you wake up and you're like, oh, none of that existed. That's crazy.
And actually, in weird ways, I think there's like links from the card battler to the story in PSO 2. So it's canon.
So dumb.
Wow.
Going the opposite direction of dumb to really awesome, Minecraft ray tracing becoming this week, right, John?
Yeah, on Thursday of this week. What week is it?
The 14th.
Yes.
Today.
So it's the 16th.
Okay, cool.
They're adding ray tracing to Minecraft.
It looks beautiful, and I'm pissed off that I don't have a good enough graphics card to have it. And I'm going to cry until I get that new graphics card. Because, John, the good news is all you people that watch our stream, John will be having, well, if it's...
It's a beta. It's a beta, so I don't know who gets access to it. So we'll see.
So we're going to try to use our little pool of stream with our viewer count to try to get access to that. We'll see what happens. If not, then as soon as it comes out, John will be able to do it with his super awesome rig. But it does look really cool, and I'm excited to see it. Just seeing the pictures, it's a complete overhaul of the graphics system for Minecraft, and you're going to be basically playing a brand new shiny game.
Yeah, I mean, not only does it add ray tracing, it also adds bump maps to the textures. And it has like shine and properties, so you can like metallic looking textures and stuff like that. So
the shadows look amazing. I can't wait to see what my disaster truck incident looks like with the new graphics on it. So keep an eye out for that, guys. And if it is open beta for it, make sure you download it and try it out. Let us know what you think, because that seems like really cool.
Yeah, looks cool.
I can't wait to get a new graphics card for that eventually. Another new thing coming out. Is it this week or is it coming out soon? It's XCOM Chimera Squad?
Yeah, XCOM Chimera Squad, which I believe they just announced today. At least that's when the like trailers and stuff for it went up. It's a new, smaller sized. It almost looks like it would be like an expansion or something to XCOM 2, because it seems to be running in the XCOM 2 engine. But there's a lot of gameplay elements that are modified. The premise of the story is basically it takes place after XCOM 2.
I haven't played that one.
And the idea in XCOM 2 is that you lost XCOM 1. So that's kind of the whole setup for XCOM 2. In XCOM Chimera Squad, it's going off the like idea that you won in XCOM 2.
Oh, spoilers.
So now you have like this Earth is unified, and like the aliens live amongst the humans in like an uneasy alliance, uneasy society. And yeah, so you play almost like a SWAT team, where you're going to deal with like issues that are happening in the city and trying to keep the like unrest level down. And yeah, it's neat. You know, new XCOM stuff is always cool.
Looks like it's coming out April 23rd, and it's on sale right now. If you pre-buy it, it's on sale for $9.99 right now instead of
Wow.
That's
so I think
that is very
April 23rd. You said
24th.
I think that's like right.
It says on the
that's
trailer.
right around. That might be the same day that Gears Tactic comes out.
So they're trying to
Gears Tactic's gonna be free?
No, Gears Tactics is like $40 or something like that.
Oh my god,
that's ridiculous.
It might be full priced.
So keep in mind with this Chimera Squad, the sale will still be on, even though it's released until May 1st.
Oh, perfect.
So
okay.
You can hold out until there's some gameplay or $60.
Yeah, I'm interested.
It's like an early adopter. But no, there's some interesting gameplay elements. Obviously, like one of the main elements is that you now have access to aliens in your squad.
That's really
who are gonna, have different abilities than you would have available to you with your regular XCOM soldiers in the previous titles. They also changed the mechanics in a huge way. Of it's no longer like turn-based, and well, it's still turn-based, but it's not like your squad goes and then the aliens go and then your squad goes. It's now like your units and the aliens go on the same like ladder. I don't know how to describe it. I'm bad at describing this, but it's like a timeline of like turns. And there's some abilities where you can like bump players higher up in the turn order and stuff like that. So it's like turn-based now, but it's turn-based on the individual unit level.
Right.
Oh wow!
Okay. Instead of being turn-based based on the entire squad.
Okay. So like if you have a faster character or faster stats, that character will go first.
So yeah, that's something that I didn't really see, and I don't think it might have been, but I didn't see it described in the like gameplay overview video.
Right.
But that kind of seems like what they would be setting up, where like stats are a little bit more important.
I like that.
It does. It does have those RPG elements more so than the previous games, so I'm kind of down for that.
Yeah, me too.
Because for the individual characters, right, based on what we were seeing.
Well, like which elements? Because for the most part, to me, it looked like the same stuff from XCOM 2.
Oh,
I didn't play that one.
Like they level up and they get different abilities and
okay. Well, we shall see.
So
they still have weapon attachments.
It looks like Gears Tactics is going to be full price, $60.
Oh my god,
that's ridiculous to me. It actually brings up our next topic of should games be $60? Should they be more? Should they be less? Should it be dependent on content?
This is in regards to like AAA games, not indie games.
Oh.
Right, because that's going to be dependent on the little games. Because some smaller companies have to put out a free game most of the time to get their recognition. But yeah, so do you believe that Gears Tactics should be $60? I think that's a blowout. That's too much.
So let me preface this by saying that like people are saying that like they should do this because of inflation and stuff. It's been at $60 for many, many years. So,
but I think it's at its sweet spot. I think people can justify paying $60 for a game. Like, oh, it's 50 plus 10. That's not too bad. But as soon as you get it to 70 or 80, it's like, why am I spending so much for something? That's ridiculous.
Game development is getting more expensive because of the technology that you put into it and the manpower you put into it.
It is, but
also more people are buying games. So right. They have more of an audience too. When gaming was first kind of going up, it was really a niche.
This
hobby.
might be something we should talk about maybe in the next podcast, but look at the work conditions for game developers, individual game developers. It's crunching, stressed out. People have been fired. People have been working like long ass days. Like those aren't good working conditions
I agree, but
because
that's
the margins are really tight.
No,
But-
I agree with the fact that they are being mistreated, but it has nothing to do with the margins being too tight. It has to do with the game companies being too greedy with the margins. They want the money. They're not paying their people enough. That's just simple as that. It's been that way for
And-
over 10 years.
Crunch is also not new.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Crunch
it's
has been
not
around
no,
forever.
That the
That's
industry
just
is all
always kind of
about
been
that.
an element.
Mhm.
But no, like I think that you're right, PJ, and that's why we haven't seen the price go up, right? But instead, you see things like microtransactions and like piecemeal sales being the like supplement to that.
Yeah, that's
Right.
their way of charging you $80 for a game that you paid 60 for.
Yeah.
Or effectively, depending on the person, charging some people $200 and some people only 60.
Hey.
Or for depending on the game, if we're talking to like Fortnite or Call of Duty Warzone, free.
Right.
Some users will give them nothing, but those users will be made up for by the users who decide to spend
The
$400.
80-20
And
rule.
The whales.
And I thank you for your sacrifice,
The whales.
whoever you are.
Right, exactly, because it's usually not us. I was
mean-
the sacrifice in League for
Honestly, I would
Yeah,
rather.
I definitely have like $300 worth of skins
Oh
and Smite.
Jesus Christ!
sure. Oh, that's not
guys.
even a dent of what
Oh
I
my
spent.
God.
Oh God, don't even get PJ started.
I mean,
I'm
get me
still having
started.
heart
I
attack.
personally would just deal with the price to pay for a full game, $60, and not have to deal with that. But of course, you have freaking Modern Warfare doing it, paying a $60 game plus you can buy a battle pass or whatever. So that's
Right. I think the
Well-
format they're going into right now is the correct way for them to approach it. But like I said, Garrick, I agree with you. I think that the people that are creating games are being treated like shit, but that's not because the people that are buying the
That's-
games are not paying
Yeah.
Have
attention.
you
That's-
accounted for inflation? Because, like I said, for like over a decade, it's been at $60.
But
Right,
the
but
So
margins,
many other things are
I
more
think-
expensive.
I think the thing is, I think they are accounting for inflations, and that's microtransactions, right?
right.
Because, like PJ is saying, you start bumping the price of the titles up from $60, and now you start getting into the realm where people don't want to buy them anymore, right? And we already exist in a world where, for a lot of people, free to play games are the absolute most appealing option.
Well, that
So-
already happened though. Like, I don't know if you guys remember years and years and years ago, like over 5 years ago, they tried bumping game prices to $64.99 for a very, very brief amount of time. Like very short. It was maybe not even half a
remember.
year.
I remember.
And it instantly changed because the game sales just plummeted.
Yeah, $60 was the
$5.
limit. I remember. Oh, back when I was a youngster.
Well, which is weird
It
because
started going up from $40, or it started like at 35, then 40, and then all the way up to $60, and then that's where it just hit its limit.
Have you guys ever gone back and looked at like Sears wish books from the like mid 90s or something like that?
No,
No.
that's a little too.
Games used to be sold at $80, $100.
They were.
depending
I
on the
remember they
game.
were more expensive. Like Super Nintendo games when they came out were $80-ish.
Also, keep in mind they didn't have the audience that they have today.
No. No.
So it makes sense.
This is the mainstream price. This is
Yeah.
what's been proven to work. Maybe in another 10 years when you're selling an experience and not a game, like VR games, I can definitely, like, if they encompass everything that they are now, I can see maybe being $80, but that's going to be one in every 12 games or maybe one in every 50 games that they sell. That's going to be worth that much because then you're selling an experience, not a game.
So
That's the hardware.
See,
though.
I feel the opposite like that. I feel like dumb VR experiences are worth like $5 maybe.
Yeah, that
Depends
tends
on
to be
the
the
game.
case.
You're gonna
very gimmicky.
experience it once, and then it's probably gonna be like a 10-minute to maybe 30-minute
yeah,
affair,
I mean,
and then you're gonna be
that
over
is
it.
the way of how things are being developed, like how things develop, like not even just in games, but I think I agree with you where they're putting a lot of research in it, but is it, and a lot of development and R&D and stuff, but is it worth that high price tag to get in?
It's going to
But, like-
come down to their
For-
advertising ability. They don't know how to
But-
advertise these things yet.
But
For
Joey,
what?
like you said, those Nintendo games back in the day, they were selling it to people who can afford it, not because they wanted to hit the market.
It's not even that they could afford it. It's people that were so into it they didn't care. Because I remember buying my first Nintendo games that were like ridiculously priced, and my parents were reluctant.
That's still
Christmas gifts and stuff like
that's
that.
still it's still parents who are having to buy expensive presents.
Right.
Like
Like
Yeah.
every parent I've ever run into that says, "Oh, my kid plays video games," instantly I hear in the background, like they picked the most expensive thing to love.
Not really. I mean,
So-
if your kid wants to ride a bike, it's still like if you want a good quality bike, it's like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
bike's pretty
$300 right there
Yeah.
for 10 years or a few years at least. Whereas a video game is like $60 every few
Yeah.
months.
Oh,
there's
So,
upkeep
Every few months,
involved.
oh, geez.
so use
Yeah.
let's use a different industry as an example really quick. Tesla, which a lot of us are fans of. How Tesla came to being is they sold really, really expensive cars when they first started, because going straight into the Model 3 economy sedans or something would have killed them, because the barrier to entry is so expensive creating at mass. So that's why that model of being really expensive at first makes sense. Would you agree with that for VR still?
That's the case. I mean, if you look at VR, it's still. I mean, there's cheap versions, but they're still like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like and they've been going down in price. So just as the technology gets better and cheaper.
Yeah, that has to do with the technology more so than like trying to market to a specific group. Like Tesla's thoughts were probably like, oh, let's market this as a wealthy car, as a like I don't know, like an
Luxury
upscale
item.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Whereas with VR, it's less of that. It's more like, oh, this technology is getting cheaper and cheaper every day. Let's lower the prices so we can get a bigger audience. The same thing with computers and computer parts.
Yeah. Well,
While
same
still
thing.
also
Computers
putting
were-
out
used to be
high-end stuff.
expensive.
Yeah.
Right. There is a like satisfaction guarantee sticker on VR at the moment, just because there's so few people in that market. Whereas I think in 10 years we'll start seeing like the little shitty people that are releasing the Chinese ripoffs that are like $50 and they're going to be craptastic.
Probably already do, but
Oh yeah, for sure that's out there. I just feel like there's lesser of them.
Yeah.
It's not flooding the market as bad yet.
So let's move on to part two.
Part two.
Joey did touch upon this a little bit, but pretty much we want to figure out if season passes or game passes are a better way to go to compensate for the $60 paywall for games these days, for AAA games
For
more
sure.
specifically.
100%, because then I'm not
Well,
forced to buy something I don't
But
want.
wait, battle passes or season passes?
Either
Those are different
whatever
things.
pass, but
Well,
they
they're
still
different things.
but don't they still fund the game developers to continue adding content either way?
Well, give us the definition of both, Joey.
Well,
and
no,
then we can
'cause-
go from there.
So when I hear season pass, it says to me I am paying for content.
right.
But aren't the skins
says
still
to me-
content?
No, so season pass is like I am not getting maps or like characters or
It's all aesthetics,
like
right?
like I'm not getting new content if I don't buy a season pass. Whereas
Uh-huh.
if you don't buy a battle pass, you're just missing out on cosmetic goodies for your characters.
Well, how I consider it is, if I'm paying people money outside of the original price, that's still a pass for me.
How long
Sure,
are
but
season
like
passes?
the difference. Okay, so I'll
John,
explain
it's
the
a
difference
season?
to you guys.
No, how
The
how often
difference
do you
would be
like
no,
Uh,
let me
3 or 4
seasons?
months. Wait, what?
How long does seasons last? What's the lifetime
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
season? The
Oh, 3 or
seasons.
4 months.
Yeah, that's for
No,
every
but, like,
game.
overall.
Uh,
Like, so
for
for-
example, Siege or Division, yeah, every 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
No, but how many? He's saying like a game.
Oh, forever. Siege is a considered an old game now, and they're still
So
having season passes.
How
they've
much
added
is
a ton
the
of
original
content.
game base price?
$60.
So you're adding on how much is a season pass?
I think it's like $30.
So you're adding $30 every
That's
for
ridiculous.
every 3-4 months.
Some
So
people are
that's a much
dedicated
better
to it.
model.
I feel
No,
I,
I mean,
much better
so
model.
here's the deal, though.
Time out.
Okay, go on.
Rainbow Six's season passes are years.
okay. See that
You pay for 4 seasons.
Oh, years.
4 seasons. Okay.
So a season of Rainbow Six is a
Uh-huh.
whole year with like
Well,
4
that's
chapters.
false advertisement. Why not the year pass?
Because it's like the season
Their
isn't
season
like
is a year.
That's what I'm.
the
yeah,
season
'cause-
isn't like season.
Is it
it's like a
$30
season
still?
of football or
Yeah,
something.
that's
like
what
that.
I was trying to get across because I think Call of Duty already has 3 seasons. It hasn't been,
and they're
So,
$20
Call-
each.
Is
Yeah.
it
Call of Duty
$20?
does theirs.
Oh no, 10.
Like actually seasonally.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
that's my mistake for not doing extra
Or-
research. But
No,
Yeah.
but
what
so
I'm
it evens out then, because Call of Duty's is 10. Like their base season pass is $10, and then
Okay,
The-
again, it's a battle pass.
Battle Pass, whatever. Their Battle Pass is
Everything's
$10
maps are
base,
free.
whereas
Well-
Siege is $30 for the full year.
I
And
feel like I'm getting more value from Ubisoft Siege because
you're
compared to the
prepaying
Battle
for
Pass.
it.
Because
just
I'm
prepaying
like
for it.
Joey did the clarification. I'm getting actual content, maps.
Well, so with
Characters?
Siege,
Yeah, but
you're
we get them for
getting-
free.
You
No.
get the maps for free.
No.
Everybody gets maps for free. You get the operators.
Oh yeah, the
automatically
operators
with the season
yeah.
pass.
Well,
So you get
okay,
operators.
So operators,
And
you
they
can
are
actually
available
work
to free-to-play
towards for
players.
free. You
Yeah,
can actually work
but-
towards them with the in-game currency that you earn by just playing the game and getting experience. But they've upped that so much that there's can't really get operators until you put like a year's worth of work in, and you'll probably get one operator.
I don't know.
Oh.
I think Call of Duty did it right. I'm comfortable with
So-
it anyhow.
So what I wanted to say is I actually do like Ubisoft's business model.
Ubi.
well,
Ubisoft compared to
no,
like,
it's Ubi.
Ubi.
compared
No, it's
to
Ubi.
like what
We'll call
I've
it
been
Ubisoft.
actually talking
Ubisoft.
about. It sounded like I've been actually against this, but I just want to see all angles and what you guys' opinions are. But
Well,
Ubisoft,
so
I'm actually behind them on this because Siege is not the game that it used to be when it first came out.
You can't say Ubisoft in its entirety, right? Because you have to like break it down by game, right? So like Division 2 and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint don't have like season passes like that. They're not as friendly to the player, right? They are like full expansions that are straight up just content that is locked out to players that don't have the season pass.
Yeah,
Whereas-
but look at those are more recent games. I would compare like what we're talking about to like Wildlands instead. Wildlands and
Wildlands is the
Siege
same.
are 2 games that have like if you started playing them like when they first came out and played those 2 same games again, even Division 1, played them again now, you'd be surprised at how much content they have added because of those season passes that they've been hawking. So Ubisoft is actually reinvesting all that money, and they're offering a ton of support into those same games that they've had for years, as opposed to buying a $60 game and then letting the content run out and then you move on to the next game. So that model's working, and I'm actually for that. But what I want to ask is, does that bother some people that games used to be quote unquote complete when bought?
It's not
if you
even
want-
used to. Like
Do you want games that are complete now? Do you still want games that are complete? Like
I
back
didn't
in the
care
day?
about the aesthetics back then. Like the best example that's still current day is Halo. Halo
It's
still
not-
comes with their like all the aesthetics and everything like
But
that.
I'm not talking about aesthetics. I'm talking about bugs. there's so many AAA games that are coming out with bugs because they're trying to make deadlines. Does that not bother you?
That's different discussion then.
Well, and also
That's what I'm talking about, quality, not about
That's more of like early
Same.
access.
So
kind of
that's a
thing.
perception
Yeah.
thing, Garrick, where your perception of old games is that they were perfect and didn't have bugs. When the reality
Well,
is
that's not true.
tons of games in the past got pushed super early before they were ready and they were ridden with bugs. And like the industry has always been about meeting deadlines and pushing stuff as soon as they can, even if it's not ready.
But the game support and the patches and all the
I was actually going to say, I would argue that
package.
They were way worse before.
I would argue that we exist in the best time possible because now a game gets pushed with bugs and they can fix those bugs
They
down the road.
fix them instantly.
Whereas like in the past, games would just have bugs and be buggy.
But
And it would be like, well, this game is bad because it's buggy.
Do you feel like they're doing less quality control now or more?
I would maybe argue
when the game comes out.
Right. More.
I would maybe argue that games are bigger now, so it's harder to do as like good of quality assurance as you could in the past when a game was only 6 levels long of a kind of linear small environments and stuff like that. I think QA is harder nowadays.
That too, but I also want to point out that like now you have hundreds of Twitch streamers that are bug testing it for you in beta
for free.
All you have to do is put early access on it.
Yeah.
Right. And people will play it.
That's my biggest problem. It's a whole different issue is paying a full price game for an early access game. It's like, geez, man, come on.
So I feel like there's
quality control it before you release it to the audience.
Let's talk about that in the
At
next
least have it
podcast.
cheaper. Right, $30 for the bug for the QA edition.
Yeah.
So heated. Oh my god, this discussion.
That's what I want. I want these kind of
You're wrong.
No,
Strangle.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I wanna know more.
Do you want to know?
I don't know. I still think that there's games. Like I said, Halo is considered, and I'm talking about aesthetics now. I'm talking about like the battle pass, quote unquote, for Halo isn't existent. They incorporate all their custom stuff into the game automatically. Whether or not that's going to change in the next Halo, I have zero idea. But like I'm looking at that game and I'm like, okay, yeah, they had all the armors. You can earn literally everything in the game at one point or another by playing campaign. Or
that's what I miss about. I mean, I know it's not as much.
I didn't give a shit
armor or aesthetics, but I miss unlocking like a cool new armor or doing something cool that made you unlock something.
But they had a lot.
Yeah,
you don't realize how extensive Halo had for their armor. It was crazy.
Yeah, now battle passes just show you what
it's
you
like
can't
now
have.
it's like, okay, that guy has that skin because he bought it, and it's like not as satisfying.
I want that though.
Because when I was playing multiplayer, it's like I see that guy with the samurai armor. I'm like, that guy did all that stuff to get that armor. That guy's badass. And now you see this guy, it's like, oh, he bought it.
It's not about achievement anymore.
Yeah.
It's about who has the money.
Yeah, and that's what I miss about the old gaming, the quote unquote good old days.
Well, to like piggyback off of that, it's always nice when games at least have some things that are achievement only.
Yeah.
So that you can like use something that definitely shows off, like how like Call of Duty has that to some extent with like the camos, right? You have to get like platinum
that's
camos
so
for your guns
satisfying.
and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
like
that.
Well, even the guns, you still have to work your rank up. To get
but I was gonna say it's like there's nothing worse than jumping into a new game, and like I felt this. I got Breakpoint pretty recently because it was really really cheap, and jumping in to like the customizing menu and seeing nothing but like options you don't have available to you because they're all like $5.
Nope.
That's Joey. That's one thing I was really annoyed about because Wildlands gave you pretty much all the outfits.
So that's the thing is Wildlands from the get-go was way better about this. Like it gave you a lot more clothing right off the bat, and then later on in its lifetime it was super generous about giving you like loot crates and stuff like that. It's one of those games where like I don't really mind that it had loot crates because it gave them to you so often that you felt like you could play.
Even like
Like-
the first Division too was like that same
Yeah.
model.
And yeah, their more recent games like Breakpoint and Division 2 feel a little bit more predatory in that sense.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more like there's less there available to the player right off the bat, and like a lot more stuff that you have to buy.
At least
Which
I
is kinda
know
lame.
it, when I play Division, I'm gonna be rocking the vanilla skin, the vanilla clothes, and all that because I'm not gonna give you all that money just for a new skin.
You're gonna be unique just because you don't put money out.
Exactly. But what we did skip. Oh, did you have anything else, PJ?
No.
Before that, I was
Go
going to say the fun
Okay.
thing with the Division is there's clothing is loot drops. So like when you're playing the game, like a clothing drop is more exciting than like a legendary gun.
Really?
Like,
That's
you
pretty
see
funny.
that kind like,
Oh my
you're like,
god!
"Ooh,
I
baby,
can change my
ooh, baby,
outfit finally.
clothing drop. What is it?
Wow,
A
some
jacket.
underwear.
Let's go."
Ooh.
So, did you want to say anything, PJ, really quick, or
No, I was just gonna move on to the next portion.
I
of the
wanted
topic.
to?
We have another
I wanted to double back to a little like subtopic that I skipped over, which was with all these season passes or battle passes and stuff. Like, for example, Warzone with the battle pass. Would it be a good idea to open a game up to free to play? Because let's preface this with
Completely.
comparing Warzone to Blackout, which was the predecessor to Warzone, a couple
And that
years
was
Black Ops version.
trash.
Was it?
Because there was a $60 paywall
My
too,
opinion.
right? It was a full game that you had to pay for, and then on
Was
top
there?
of that,
Did you
they
have to buy it?
offered. I don't know.
I thought it was
I thought
it
part of
was
Black Ops.
it was part yeah, it was a multiplayer
It was Black Ops
mode.
It was It was in
Well,
Black Ops
let-
4.
So it
No.
wasn't. You had to buy the game if you wanted to play that.
Yeah.
Specifically.
So I think what
Yes.
it was, you had to buy Black Ops, and then you had access to it. But if you
Right.
just wanted to play Blackout, it's not free to play. You still
Yes,
had to.
In
Gotta buy
essence,
it.
yes, you had to pay $60 for it
Yeah.
if you just wanted to play that.
Mhm.
That's a bad feeling.
I
but
think they did put out like a multiplayer Blackout only version for like $40 on PC.
40
that's
bucks.
still a cop out.
But-
Jeez.
Do you feel
It's-
like that stopped them? Stopped like the potential of people playing it because of that $40
Possibly.
or whatever cost it was?
Possibly. I mean,
Yeah, possibly.
I of course
I
it
mean,
did. I mean, like anyone, if it's free, someone's gonna play it.
It definitely did for Battlefield, right? Like, do you guys even remember that Battlefield has a battle royale mode?
Wait,
You
what?
talked about it, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
At first. You
All
talked
right,
about
yeah,
it
right.
on
Battlefield has a battle royale
podcast.
mode
Didn't know that.
that is actually, I think, like Call of Duty took a lot of inspiration from in Warzone.
Oh.
But
Which Battlefield is it?
Battlefield
Most
5.
recent one.
Oh,
But it's
Which one's that
tied
one?
to like the full game purchase, which they did reduce to like $30 when they released the new mode, the battle royale mode. But still, that's $30.
yeah.
And I assume that like the like corporate overlord mindset was, we'll put out the Warzone, or I think it's called Firestorm. We'll put out Firestorm, and that'll bring all the BR kiddies, and then they'll get into regular Battlefield, and then we'll have them locked up for all the next Battlefield titles.
I feel
So-
like that was their idea, but Call of Duty did it better and actually implemented it.
Right. Because if they would have just put it out, they should have done what Call of Duty did, which put out the Battle Royale for free, and then periodically give those Battle
Put it in
Royale
game
players
modes.
access to the multiplayer. So they get a
Right.
taste of the multiplayer,
Yeah.
and then
tease
will
them.
maybe want to dip on the full title.
Oh yeah.
Right. No, that was
That's a
super
good idea.
smart. I think Activision, for the first time in maybe half a decade or more, has done it 100% right. And
Well, I don't know about that. I really hate how in the store they sell everything as packs.
Yeah. I think they
Like,
did.
they really should sell everything as individual
fine.
Yeah.
units.
Business wise,
90%
they
right.
did everything right. Let's say that. Not
Yeah.
for the consumer.
It's the most
No.
consumer friendly a Call of Duty has been in
Has
a
okay.
long time.
I haven't been following
Let's put it
Call of
like
Duty.
that.
Okay.
I'm not
Ever.
gonna say ever.
remember buying
It's not-
map packs? Remember that?
I never bought any
Oh, good
backpacks. I
That
pretty much
makes
when a
it
map
difficult.
pack came out, I
And it
stopped playing with
pissed
you
me
guys.
off. Yeah, exactly. It pissed me off because I was just like, John, let's play, and you're like, oh, I'm not spending $20 on that. It's just
Yeah.
like,
I
Separated
already
so
bought a
many
game, man.
player bases.
cool.
No,
But
that's like I'm moving on
anyways-
to a new game. Come on.
No.
So obviously, free to play is a great model for genres like BR
Yeah.
or MOBAs.
I think it's
is
a
that-
good model
Like
for
competitive
anything.
multiplayer games.
So would that be a great idea for more games to get rid of that $60 paywall
No.
and just offer more content over time, kind of like what Ubisoft is doing with Siege and Division and stuff?
Currently, yes. I think there's
For-
going to be a better model that comes out in the next 5 years, but as of right now, yes, I feel like a lot of games should do that.
If you're talking about strictly multiplayer competitive games,
Yeah,
then
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Multiplayer that
Mhm.
relies on you
Yeah.
showing off how cool you are.
Obviously, you can't do that with like single player games.
Well,
Multiplayer-
that's not
I
necessarily
mean-
true. Capcom has implemented a pretty good amount of microtransactions into Monster Hunter World.
But Monster Hunter World has an online presence as well.
yeah,
I'm
but it's
talking
not like a competitive multiplayer game.
I'm talking about like a good example, which none of you guys are going to even know this game, but it's Contrast. It's a few years old.
I don't know.
On
No.
Steam, and it's just a completely single player experience. It's a few hour long game. It is the most obscure game ever. I loved it with my whole heart.
We should
That
have talked
game-
about that game in the indie game thing.
It wouldn't lend to that. But then again, I'm not a big like consumer of like apparel and stuff in games, but that would be a poor example of it because I don't care. I'm sure maybe like 5% of the people that actually played that game would do it, but
Horse Armor and Oblivion.
Oh God.
Oblivion maybe.
No.
I feel like the audience for Oblivion might do it.
I definitely own Horse Armor and
Really?
Oblivion.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember being so pissed about that.
Uh,
Oh, God.
so the last topic here, let's just go ahead and move on to that. Subscription based, so like Microsoft Game Pass,
Or PlayStation Network.
PlayStation Network. Less so PlayStation Network and Microsoft, because Game Pass is different than Xbox Live. Game Pass is so you can play their library of games. It does come with Xbox Live, but Xbox Live is its own entity for you to play and talk to people online, whereas Game Pass allows you just to play games in a library, kind of like rentals.
Also, Ubisoft does that too. So there's,
Ubisoft
like-
does it. PlayStation does it now.
Yeah, there's like
Nintendo
3
does
or
it.
4 options.
Um,
Would it?
I think
So
it's cool.
okay, go ahead.
It's
Con-
cool,
con-
but I'm not using it. I have it right now. I only have it for a month, and I haven't touched it.
You monster.
It
So
was just there.
true. So exactly, it's almost like a gym membership, right?
So I definitely think though in the future there will
Gaming
be
gym.
like I feel like with the next like wave of Xboxes, we'll see parents who buy Xboxes for little Jimmy who's like 8, and then instead of buying him games, they just get a subscription to Game Pass.
Yeah, that's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's the limit on that? Because a lot of us prefer to own the games outright.
Limited, so you can rent. You
no,
can play
I'm
as
not
many.
talking. I'm not talking about that. Like,
What do you
when
mean?
are you so invested in already buying the games that there's no point in getting a Game Pass at this point? Or
Well,
Not
but
for
like Game
Zoomers.
Pass is different because like Game Pass, I guarantee I don't own 90% of the stuff on Game Pass. So just
That
having that available to you, you know, you might not play most of it,
Right. It's
you
the same
know.
thing as Blockbuster when we were kids. Like,
I mean, it's
if you
kinda
really
Netflix.
liked it,
Or
you'd go buy
Netflix.
it.
It's Netflix.
but or I would describe it.
Netflix
It's like a
for video
Netflix.
games. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is Netflix for
Or
video games. So I'm talking
GameSpy.
about like an our time.
Or
it was
GameFly.
Blockbuster.
Our time. What is our time?
No,
back in our day,
Back
stop
in our
aging
day.
us, PJ.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
so
God.
old.
Back in
Game-
my day,
We had to go to the
GameFly.
store and rent.
now I have a
was-
cane in Life Alert.
GameFly was horseshit. That was the worst service I've
Oh, was
ever
that
had.
game by mail thing? You did that?
Yes, it was
Oh,
horrible.
Exactly.
So
Huh.
no,
That thing's still alive, I think.
this to me feels like instant Blockbuster. Like Blockbuster is in your home.
Netflix.
Netflix.
And we call that Netflix.
Stop aging, PJ. Please stop aging us.
We're
I like
so
Blockbuster.
old.
Stop
I miss
You like
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster? Really?
I loved Blockbuster.
we didn't have a
And then
Blockbuster.
you had all the Hollywood
No, we did.
video
Yeah, we did.
kids, and you're like, no.
Wait, do we have a Hollywood?
I was a Hollywood video.
I think
kid.
I was a Hollywood video too.
I was not into.
Oh, yeah,
Hollywood video.
same.
I was
Which
all
was
about-
always
We
going
switched
to
to Hollywood video.
game.
Oh my god, we're
crazy.
aging ourselves. But anyways, okay. So what I want to ask on this topic is, do you see value in combining, quote unquote, the cable companies for games?
Oh, God.
Getting Ubisoft, doing Nintendo and Microsoft Game Pass and whatnot, and never having to buy a $60 game outright.
Yeah, for younger audiences, then the parents are paying $15 a month instead of $60, and they're able to do whatever the hell they want.
And I don't think you're going to see everything available on
No,
those services.
It's
Like,
extremely limited.
yeah, so you're never going to just get rid of, buying titles outright.
There's still
Right.
Christmas. There's still Jimmy's birthday.
Jimmy.
Those are the times
Sure.
where the kid gets the game that they're excited
Jimmy
about
wants the
to
games.
own, and that aren't on the Xbox Live Game Pass.
How do they
but the
select
ones-
what's on the pass? Is it just Microsoft published games?
It probably has more to do with
Or is it like Netflix
Microsoft
where it's
wanting-
old movies and stuff that
no.
Yeah.
They have brand new games on
Okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Gears of
So,
War
like-
came out for free for the Game
Okay,
Pass.
okay. Cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
Right.
Microsoft
Yeah, that's
will
neat.
put out their games day and date on Game
It's
Pass.
a good
I think they also work out deals with other publishers to put
Right.
some
Okay.
of their games on
Yeah.
there.
So you
And
do
most
have
of
the
it's
publishers
second
will
run,
pay.
but they experimented with Gears of War, and I think they're going to do it again.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Um,
it's cool.
It's definitely
As
like
someone
I
that doesn't
said.
like
I
spending
think
money.
it's really good that they did that. It brings back the ability for people to play because Redbox is gone now. They don't do video games anymore.
Redbox. Wait. Oh,
They
video
did
No,
video
that was a
games?
thing for
Yeah,
a
they
while.
did.
I
Yeah.
don't think
used
they
to-
advertised it enough.
No, they
That's
didn't.
why, because I didn't
Yeah.
know.
It died. Yeah, but that was another option for kids.
Well, also,
and
but
now
the
that's
rental
gone.
periods were short too, so that's why it died.
And then so
One
your
day.
other, yeah, it is a day. So your other option
Do you
is
guys
you've been playing betas or alphas, and it's just like, who cares? Why would I do that? I want to play the game.
remember demos?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
demos.
Oh, stop
Back in
aging
my
us.
day.
Gosh.
Oh my God.
There's still
Those are my
demos
jam.
around.
Yeah,
Playable demos,
but it's
PT.
nowhere near as.
but now you
prevalent as it
can just
was
go
back
on
in,
Steam
like,
and
the
buy the game and then return
360.
it if you don't like it.
That's the thing I
Yeah.
like about
Well,
this
it's a
subscription
PC
thing is that
thing.
you don't have to risk, your money, and you can try out new games without risking your money, pretty much.
You can
It's
still do that on
fantastic.
Steam,
Which is,
guys.
sounds cool. I don't want to do the. That's
Buy
the
the
trouble
game
of it,
and then
though.
return it.
That's so much trouble.
And how if you don't know if what if you need more than 2
Yeah.
hours to know if you
Sometimes I play a game until maybe 10 hours, and I'm like, wait, no, this is stupid.
Yeah, you
this
stop
is
halfway
bad.
through.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
No, I think it's
Metal Gear
fantastic.
Solid.
For
2 hours.
Whoa.
one
that was more
hour,
like 60 hours though. But then it's like, oh, I'm repeating my missions. This is stupid.
no one heard that. No one heard that. All you people that like Metal Gear, I'm sorry, you didn't hear that.
Wait,
Um,
what's wrong with Metal Gear?
Phantom
he's-
Pains.
He's a hater.
Because
Oh,
after the first chapter or the second chapter or whatever, you just start playing the same missions over and over again. You're like, just harder. And I was like, I want to get through the
Yeah.
story. I don't want to play the same missions.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
didn't finish it.
You're right. It's dumb.
It's so
You're absolutely right. That part of the game is stupid.
So yeah, for
Phantom Pains.
only an
Phantom Pains.
hour of 1 hour of minimum wage work, you get this basically for a month. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's awesome for parents that have a kid that's into video games. It's a money saver. It's a lifesaver. I mean, if it's still around. when
Wait, do
I
you say
have a kid
lifesaver or
or
money
kids,
saver? I'm sorry, I just blanked out.
Both.
Wait, a lifesaver?
Yeah, because think about that. Like,
Arguable.
I don't think
Kitty's
I don't,
always got stuff to play.
that
Yeah,
saves his li-
exactly.
I think he's gonna get diabetes and
Look at-
from playing video games.
Probably.
Video games.
I wish this was
And
around when I
drinking
was
his
a kid.
Mountain Dew.
I wish
Gamer
this was
Fuel.
around when I was a kid. I hate Mountain Dew. We don't talk about Mountain
Gamer
Dew.
Fuel? I don't know.
Mountain Dew's
Well,
Isn't
that-
Unless a
it's
Mountain
Gamer Fuel,
Dew,
right?
unless if they give us money to talk about them, we don't talk about Mountain Dew.
No, that's why.
Well,
That's why
that-
Timmy's
I
getting
will talk
diabetes.
about voltage all day. Mountain Dew at
Yeah, for a couple dollars an hour, I'll talk about it every second, but not right now.
Well, it
That
seems
stuff is
like
gross.
this is
Yeah,
the
it is pretty
way.
gross.
This is the way that the gaming industry is going to go, which is
Yeah.
subscriptions, anyways.
Or at least this is
Um,
the next
Everything's
iteration
online these
or
days, so it makes
evolution of
sense.
it.
Will you miss the $60 pay gap for AAA games?
No.
Because
Not at all. Bye.
As long as I
eventually all
still
games
get
free.
Bye, Felicia.
full,
subscription.
like, $60 quality,
well,
I
don't
don't
forget
know.
player event.
don't forget the season passes.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of.
And the
I don't want
battle
all my-
passes on top of the subscriptions.
Has to be done
I don't
right.
know. It depends. It depends on how much the subscriptions are and like how many games are on the different services, right? Because like, if we're talking, like, if you like to play things from Microsoft, like we'll just say like one of the two consoles, so we'll go with Microsoft, right? You like to play stuff from Microsoft, but you also like stuff from EA, and you also like stuff from Ubisoft.
That would be annoying.
Well, now that's 3 subscriptions.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to add up to like almost the cost of a game every month.
Yeah.
No, but that's not worth it. I'm not saying individual like HBO Go. I don't want that. No, I'm talking
Like
about
I see
one
these
subscription like
services.
Game Pass.
I see these services
Steam
as
Pass.
being more of a supplementary type of thing where you get a subscription to like
And then
Game
still buy
Pass
your
or
game.
something, but you still buy other games in addition to playing some stuff on Game Pass sometimes.
In reality, that's what it's going to be. That's the reason why they made that move. There's no way in hell subscriptions are going to be like the replacement for buying a game.
I
Never.
mean, we'll see. That's what they said
I
about the
severely
online
doubt it.
stores.
It will
And look
be
at all the brick and mortars.
it will be a
Mhm.
replacement for parents that are struggling
Spooky.
with money. Yes, but I don't think for the general audience of gaming, no. But I
Also, with the regard to like digital purchases, it makes a whole lot more sense to have digital purchases or like buy games digitally, but people still are clinging on to buying physical copies.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because
Yes.
people just like physical
yeah,
copies.
it's nice. I mean,
I can understand it.
yeah, but we're still
I
paying
wanna
the
be
same
able to
price
give
for
it
a
to my
physical copy
kids.
than online, which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever.
I'm gonna mess with
Whatever.
it. Did want to close out today's podcast with our thoughts on totally reliable delivery service because all 4 of us actually did get to
What?
play it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
The game
Well,
was fucking hilarious.
It was
I loved
Giggle
it.
City.
It was
It was
USA.
fun.
funnies.
It very lacking in what you can do
Yeah.
like past an extended period of time.
Yeah, I feel like
What?
we've seen everything.
We
Yeah.
did. I feel like there's more stupid shit we could do though.
I don't think it's something we would
I don't
revisit
know.
too often.
Yeah.
No, it would
yeah.
have to be like in a few months after we've kind of let it tone down a little bit. But we were laughing the whole time. We got the game for free on up till the 9th. They had
That's
it
why it's
on
worth it.
Epic Game Store. That's why it was worth it. Agreed. It's $15 now.
No,
If
no.
it's something where I'm going to go out and say this in a bold manner. If you sit there and you're smoking weed with a bunch of your friends and you're in a giggle mood, that game is perfect for you.
Not for $15.
I mean, if you have $15 laying around, and
Well, you need friends though. You can't play alone. I don't think.
No,
I
don't
would
play
not-
alone.
Yeah,
Don't play alone.
that's why it's
Play
not
with
worth
people.
it. It's like $15
Unless,
I
each.
think-
unless if you have really good weed, then
What?
maybe you can.
Yeah.
If you have really good
Yeah.
weed, then it's hilarious by yourself.
Just watch a movie.
No, I think it'd be a little bit boring by yourself even with good
Yeah.
weed.
I don't know.
No, and I actually think there's a pretty good
Oh,
amount
PJ
of the
the
map that we
Pop.
didn't see. So we might
I
want to
feel
go
like
back and
we've-
revisit.
maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
Do what now?
did you guys jump in and fly to like the other islands?
Yeah, I think we went
Yeah.
to all the islands.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe
we went to a good majority
maybe
of them.
then.
There's 3 DLC ones, but I don't know how much those cost, and I really don't want to buy them.
Oh, and
Oh, yeah.
they also
I
have
remember.
cosmetic stuff too for those who like to spend extra money.
Wait, really?
It's
I thought it was unlocked
really-
because
Yeah, they do.
I was unlocking cosmetics too.
Well,
Yeah,
you
no,
unlock
can unlock,
cosmetics,
but there's
but-
more.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind that a game like that, where the aesthetics are kind of just
Yeah,
dumb
I
and
don't care what I
dopey.
look like. It's just I just made myself as derpy as possible. And I
But it
"Yep,
was
I'm done."
hilarious. That game was hilarious. I like the gameplay. It was a struggle, like even using a controller. Once I figured out that you could do the toggle hold, then it made it easier. But sitting there holding the triggers down, my fingers were dying.
No, that's what made it fun because you actually have
I
to
play a
grip.
lot of Heat Ho.
It feels
So-
like you're trying to pick stuff up with gloves.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun.
Or oven mitts, I should say.
Yeah.
So it was funny. But if you guys want a cool, like, if you're cool with $15 each, and you want a cool, like,
Eh,
haha,
Or
fun
just
game,
watch our stream and see us react
Yeah.
to it.
or just
you know?
watch the stream. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
honestly, it's really fun as long as you have people with you. But I'm not sure if it is worth that price.
No, I don't
tag.
think it's worth the
It's
price.
steep.
Yeah, I don't think
Wait
it's
for it
worth
to go on
myself.
sale or wait for it to be free.
Wait till it, either free again or $5 at probably the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah,
That's okay.
That's
Help out the developer.
That was our last topic.
Wow.
Joey, would you like to close us out?
Yeah.
Play this
So-
off, Joey.
Wait, what?
Of course, you have just listened to the Phat Peeps podcast. We record this and post it every Wednesday. We're usually targeting Wednesdays. So, come check us out next time. Cameraman John, you want to plug your Twitch stream?
That's twitch.tv/cameraman John. Did we say what episode of the podcast we're on?
Yeah, episode 9.
Oh, 9.
Episode
Okay.
You said it at the
9.
beginning.
Okay.
Episode 9.
I just want to.
Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and one of the optional days over the weekend for John's stream, by the way.
And you get to see us. You get to listen to us there
Play
too.
games. Wow.
Oh yeah.
The whole team.
We have a
Sometimes
Discord
Joey,
server. Come join the community over there.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
They're a fun group.
People are
Come
posting
say hi.
their animal pics. Yeah, show me your
Mhm.
animals.
I think we're
Hot
awesome if I do say
animals.
so myself.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's been our show.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
we'll
thank you
catch you
very
next time.
Bye.
Do your thing, Timmy.
Bye. Wait, who's? Oh, right. Okay.
Tim, you here?
Ba-dum, ba-bum, 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 ba-bum.